Israel first U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham is dominating the headlines because he died. Lindsey Graham is dead. The official narrative is that he died suddenly from sudden illness. But when you find out the events that happened right before his death, you probably won't be believing that anymore. We'll have all those details that you're not supposed to know about coming up tonight. Welcome to We Lie to News. Now, before we get into what probably actually killed Lindsey Graham, let's just go through the virtue signaling motions here, shall we? It's very sad. We as a nation are mourning. Alright, he died of a sudden illness, just to be specific, and with his death, Lindsey Graham certainly didn't leave behind a wife or any children. Lindsey Graham was many things. He was a compassionate man with a reverence for humanity.
We're killing all the right people and we're cutting your taxes.
He was a public servant who worked tirelessly to bring peace to the world.
By bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki with nuclear weapons, that was the right decision. Give Israel the bombs they need to end the war they can't afford to lose.
And he was a man who, above all else, loved America.
Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day.
And with him gone, a whole nation, the nation he served, is mourning his passing. One mourner says, Lindsey Graham was a degenerate and a traitor to this country. America is a better place because he's dead. Oh, wrong country. That's Stu Peters. He's an American. They all hated him. I was talking about the country he served. Can we get some of the Israeli comments up? Yep, here's one. Netanyahu says, Lindsey understood that the security of Israel and America are inseparable. He devoted his life to defending America, strengthening our alliance, and standing up for the free world. Israel has lost one of its greatest friends. That was very heartfelt from a heartfelt guy. And another mourner from the great nation Graham dedicated his life to, Israel's Minister of Defense, says, today Israel has lost one of its greatest friends. Yada, yada, yada. We don't do genocide. Yada, yada, yada. Heartfelt condolences to his family and to the American people. Like, do they not know we're fine? And do they not know that Lindsey didn't have a family? Guess he's gay? Or maybe that's what they were blackmailing him with. I don't know.
Hey, Lindsey, why don't you just admit that you're gay and then people won't blackmail you anymore?
Nah, I'm sure that's not true. But heartfelt condolences that matter, nonetheless. Next stateside, to honor the man with incredible moral character, President Trump has ordered the country to fly its flags at half-mast. Hey, and remember this next part we're going to get to because it'll come into play in just a few seconds when we talk about how Lindsey Graham really died. So President Trump shared with the press that he had just spoke to Lindsey Graham on the phone, and he may have been Lindsey Graham's last phone call ever. Check it out.
He got back, said he just landed from Ukraine. I said, that's a long trip to make it. He said, he sounded a little tired, but perfect, but a little bit tired.
I think I miss Lindsey. Nope, just had to sneeze. Heartwarming. So what really happened to Lindsey Graham? Well, to understand that, you need to understand the events during the 48 hours before his death. Here we go. Lindsey Graham was in Ukraine meeting with Zelensky and touring a secret drone facility in Kiev. And hours later, Russia launched missile strikes that completely destroyed that exact drone facility. And oh, but the plot thickens because as that happened, Russia also used missiles to destroy the Kiev hotel where top NATO commanders and Lindsey Graham were staying. So one could speculate that Lindsey Graham died from a sudden illness called getting hit with Russian missiles, which is typically terminal. But then why lie about it? Well, because Russia killing a top U.S. official would make Russia look strong and the U.S. weak. So theoretically, Trump could have decided to run the play out of the playbook that says Lindsey Graham died from something else and it had nothing to do with Russia. Keep the U.S. looking strong, Russia weak. And if Trump hypothetically did run this play, then the best way for him to sell it is to announce on national news that he personally talked to Lindsey Graham after he returned from his Ukraine trip prior to him dying. That's the clip you heard a minute ago. This just in! But the official narrative of his death is what the government said happened. And if you don't believe people that you know lied to you, then you're crazy. Anyway, that's maybe how Lindsey Graham died. Or maybe it's more likely that the drone facility in Ukraine that Lindsey Graham was at was blown up by Russia after he left it. And Russia then blew up the hotel that Graham was staying at, but luckily Lindsey Graham survived that too. And then Lindsey Graham goes home and, really coincidentally, dies immediately. You get to decide what seems more likely to you. This just in! Here's a Twitter poll. It says, Lindsey Graham is in heaven or hell? With 13,000 people voting, 92% said hell. And that he will be missed. AIPAC lost a great man, but Lindsey Graham is in God's hands now. Good night!